So it looks like I'm right. And here's another tell. So Autumn, I've just posted a video about Autumn and her half-assed honeypot. Sure enough, she shows up at the bus station. She didn't get all mouthy like she normally does. She was nervous. Kept watching her phone. Like she was waiting to see what I uploaded next. Here's the thing. And I mean nervous. Normally she's real aggressive and always trying to control the whole fucking conversation. Always got to control the whole conversation because she's trying to get in all her mimicry shit, hoping to convince me of something. Then when I called out the honeypot crap, then she had, oh no, my girlfriend this and I don't, and gave me a whole bunch of bullshit alibis. When she gaslit me about ADHD and being hyper-focused, and I posted about it, her friend Becky, who's a subscriber, she shows up, that's my friend's daughter. Name dropping. Like, I'm supposed to give a fuck about your clique. The other problem is when you're dropping Bernie's name and the other girl you're friends with, and you guys were talking about how, I knew it was bullshit because one of Weinberger's PIs, she's a twin. Real mouthy piece of work. Well, this girl that stays at Cambrian, well, lady, she's about my age, I guess. Short. She got on the bus a few weeks ago and had University of Vermont stuff, face painted on her. She says she's friends with Sarah George. Well, anyway, her and Becky got into this conversation about how that same PI for Weinberger was following her, stalking her, but then going and filing a restraining order against her, and Judge Hoare was issuing the restraining order against her. She's playing victim. More mimicry bullshit. She was baiting me, making it look like she wasn't friends with that PI for Weinberger, making it look like she was a victim of Judge Hoare's. And when I told her to go to Kuzi, she said, oh, I'm friends with Sarah George. Oh, really? If Sarah George knew you said that and you're sitting here talking all this shit, you just put her license to practice law on the line. You just put the whole fucking criminal case on the line. You just fucking flushed it down the toilet is what you just did. So I've been playing along with these fools, exchanged phone numbers with them, and just got them to run their mouth. They thought I was running my mouth to them. They really thought they were getting sensitive. I got to collapse lung, I'm dying. And, the doxycycline's saving my life. The dewormer's saving my life. All bullshit. I knew the shit was good. I should have said something else. I couldn't think of anything else. Now, Tractor Supply's they won't keep it in stock. They only have a few things in stock, and it's very small doses, and it's very expensive. That means all the local farms are going to suffer. I'm stocking up on what I can while I can, because this warm weather, I'm probably going to have a lot of raccoons. I want to get them dewormed so that if they get that if they've been exposed to that respiratory thing, at least the worms aren't depriving them of nutrients and making it harder for them to resist that shit. I'm stocking up while they've actually got stuff in stock. And when I talked to the lady tonight out there, she said they haven't been able to they've had a real hard time getting any stock at all on that. I think that's real interesting considering my doxycycline, which I also mentioned to these trolls that are dropping Sarah George's and Bernie's names, being held at the post office for over a week. Now, the second one's getting held in Kansas City, Missouri for over a week. Because you think I need those things. At least you're not fucking with the entire supply of Doxy, and people aren't going to have it for whatever the fuck they need it for, with it, whatever infections they need. And I need to retract something. That first video I posted for Senator Sanders, about halfway through I said, they released bioweapons, so you can be audited by the Pentagon. I meant the proverbial you. I didn't mean you personally, Senator. I mean everybody involved in this investigation. And that means Piper. That means all those little trolls blowing smoke up my ass. And shit, one of them was stupid enough to do it in text messages. I knew wasn't nobody connected to Bernie Sanders going to be stupid enough to drop his name in a text message. He's going to be held responsible. It's going to look like he's tampering with it. When I told you guys they're setting you up for a political hit job so they can kill you, I meant it. That's why Trump's doing all this crap, all that theater with Mark Kelly and those Democrats that are probably establishment Democrats. Doing that theater with Trump. Oh, you need a public lynching, and that's treason, and that's this, and that's that. They already set your office on fire, Senator. Now, I don't know if Cousie's involved in this shit too. I don't know who with the sheriff's department's involved. I don't know if the state patrol's just as corrupt. I don't know. I don't think they are. I'm hoping that they've been waiting for me to out all of these people. Since their surveillance is so good and they know who's fucking with me when and who they actually work for, they watched me interacting with these people and watched them do all this tampering. Now, they were friends with Christian too. Maybe they're undercovers, but I don't think so. Because what I just encountered, that girl, she was scared and nervous. That was guilty conscience that I saw. That's mens rea, that's criminal intent. Same with Becky. If I'm accusing you of something and you ain't guilty of it, you're going to set the record straight, and you're going to do it with confidence, and there isn't going to be a bunch of bullshit. And that's not what's happening. They get quiet, and they have to sit and strategize and connive to see how to come at me the next direction. Now, Sarah George, I know that Sarah George and Mulvaney, Stanek, and Bernie, they're all relying on New York and whoever to advise them on how to handle this. So maybe they're letting Virginia G. Piper and whoever else mishandle this to prove my allegations right. Because when you're obstructing Senator Sanders' investigation and dropping his name to make it look like he did it, that's treason too. He's a sitting U.S. Senator. If I remember correctly, he's on some committees, or he was at one point. They didn't drop Becca Ballant's name. They didn't drop Mulvaney Stanek's name. So I've been playing along with them for a while to see where the hell it was going. And I would needle them here and there to see how they responded. And it's been a pretty consistent guilty as fuck. Consciousness of guilt. They know what they're doing is wrong. and they're not making any effort to set the record straight, especially blowing all that smoke up my ass about Kinnear. That means you work with him. That means he's your pal. So all of you, doing all this mimicry bullshit, I don't care even if you did have me duped. What good is it going to do you now? You released a bioweapon in a park in a preschool. BPD did that. Burlington Police Department and SBPD. Chief Burke, that's on your watch, motherfucker. You've got 24-hour surveillance, real-time surveillance, too. That shit happened on your watch. You're about to be right up there with the Vegas chief of police, who's now at Maui, who was just the chief, coincidentally, the chief of police for the Lahaina fires. You're about to be right up there with Uvalde, only worse, because this is a bioweapon that you released in that park with Paul Dragon and whoever, and Cuomo and the Weinbergers and the Goldwaters and Homeland Security and whoever else. And I can guarantee you, when the Pentagon sends their people down here, it ain't going to be no leniency in exchange for cooperation. You're all going down. They may lie to you and tell you they're going to give you leniency in exchange for rolling on whoever. But at the end of the day, they're just going to call y'all because y'all knew what was going on and nobody did anything to help those kids. Nobody did anything to. I'm sitting there saying I got a collapsed lung and I'm dying, and you bitches sit there on that bus and look at me like you're popping popcorn. You can't wait for me to fucking die. And you got the nerve to try to come on to me or convince me you're my fucking friend? With friends like that, who the fuck needs enemy? And you keep forgetting you're talking to a fucking assassin who as a child, when grown men told me I was going to suck their dick, I said, okay, go ahead, no fuck, stick that dick in my mouth. And when I bit it off and blood went flying everywhere, either his wife killed him, his mama killed him, my dad killed him, the sheriff did it, or when I got older, I did it so I could heal. Who the fuck do you think you're running game on? But you said, yeah, that's me using my mimicry on you, you douchebags. So anyway, Senator, I don't know. This is beyond any fucking... you have to remember that in JAG court, there's no due process. JAG court goes entirely different than criminal court. And if Virginia Piper reached out to people, veterans, and then those veterans have their dependents participating in